take writing out of my day always borders on punishment. Am I getting back into fantasy? To be really honest, this is the project that healed me. Today is a special day because as of yesterday evening I was able to completely clear out my work schedule for the entire week. I was also able to complete my impending household chores and tasks. So this means it is a Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. and all that's left of the day is writing until my kids arrive in the afternoon, but all that's left is writing in my brain, which is the best. I'm always so happy. I'm always so thankful that I'm able to do this. There's also a pretty anxiety-riddled part of my brain that is telling me, yeah, but it's high time you get your ass back into that chair and for you to smash a 10K day, because you have to make up for all the writing days you have lost over the past 2 to 3 weeks, which is something I'm not completely able to shut off yet. But I won't be doing it, obviously, because it takes a different kind of rock bottom to sit in your doctor's office because you're that burned out, and to get it actually diagnosed. I feel like that's another step on a ladder I never intended to stand on, and which I know have to climb. And climbing that ladder means bettering my life quality. It means slowing down. So I was thinking I could take you along to have this slow, intentional writing day. So first off, I'm going to take you somewhere really, 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 truly special to kind of map out the writing day ahead. Okay? Okay. Welcome to the neighborhood. I'm convinced that I live in the most beautiful neighborhood in existence. And I feel like there might be one shot to convince you as well. Do you see these beautiful chestnut trees? This might be an unpopular opinion, but chestnut trees and chestnut blossoms in particular are my favorite trees and my favorite blossoms. I'm not particularly a cherry blossoms kind of girl. I love my trees and I love my chestnuts. Not to forget the willows, which are also my favorite. I just love it here. I love going for a walk. I love to clear my head. It's just 2 minutes walking from my apartment. What else can I say?
Tomorrow feels like sunlight spilling.
I have spotted some friends and I need to be really careful. Look at them, they have babies. Mama Duck already spotted me, of course. Oh no, they are so cute. Okay, let's just try and not disturb them. It's okay, I'm leaving.
Across the floor, I try to hold the moments, learning more and more.
Hello, it's you again. I'm sorry I didn't bring anything.
What I give is something you can adore. And all this time, I wonder, am I getting closer to?
Right over there, there's a hidden bench. I was kind of hoping to get to have a little bit more quiet, but it seems there is no way through because this path is blocking everything. I'm not sure what it is they are building, but we do have Dixie Days approaching, which is a week-long jazz festival all throughout Dresden, which is pretty fun. So it might be related to that. I just realized I haven't written a single word in over a week. I might be even scratching on a 10-day mark, which, if you know me, is pretty unheard of. Me not writing, it's abnormal, let's just call it that way. And a lot of people deem me pretty disciplined because of that, and I feel like, yeah, over the time, discipline is playing a part within my routines, but I genuinely feel like I never had any problems implementing writing in my day because I was just so obsessed and unhinged when I was younger. Even at 12, I would only allow school assignments to come between me and my writing. This only grew more intense at the age of 15 to 16 to 17, which is when I really immersed myself within craft, when I grew so hungry to develop my skill set, to do it all and do everything all at once. And I did, because I was 17 and there were no other commitments besides school. I went to boarding school because obviously I need to embody the dark academia stereotype. But this was the only thing I would allow to come between me and my writing. So me not writing, to really slow down and to take writing out of my day, always borders on punishment. And I originally come from fantasy writing, which I have been thinking of if I might return to fantasy writing. If I want to return to fantasy writing, because fantasy writing is incredibly different to writing romance. I love fantasy writing and I do love fantasy as a reader. It might be my favorite genre to read besides thriller and mystery. But I feel like there are so many learnings from the past 3 to 4 years attached to romance that burst a lot of plateaus I reached within fantasy writing. And a lot of people don't understand this because they deem fantasy and fantasy writing superior. Don't think there is value in writing romance, or there is actually a skill set, which is something that always hurts my writer heart, because if you begin to put yourself above other genres, I feel like that's a really shitty move as a colleague. I don't think we should be looking down on other people, other writers, other genres. I was considering for a really long time, hey, am I getting back into fantasy, maybe even fantasy romance approach, which would be the best of both worlds, writing experience-wise. I was really doubling down on my co-author because over the past 3 to 4 years, I've only done project with my co-author because we are like this and we are so similar in every way. She was really ready to jump boat with me, only with me, which is funny because I would only do it with her. I'm also currently exploring a few story ideas I might want to do without her. It feels wrong because I love working with her. This is weighing heavy on my mind. This is my future, feeding the crows. I'm pretty jealous. Sterlings flying that low is always an indicator to leave. I don't get jealous very often, but crows following you, eating literally out of your palm, consider me jealous. She's truly living the life. This is going to be me soon. It is so cold. I'm freezing. Time to go home and to get my ass into the chair. Welcome from my desk. I just looked through everything to get an overview, and it seems like there's quite the order of business, because as I was frolicking through nature with the ducks and the crows, a very important mail has hit my inbox, because I just got back proofs of my second romantic suspense trilogy book. So what do we say? Shall we take a look at those proofs together? This is especially exciting because this is the last time I'm going going to see that book where I'm able to give my input before it goes to the printer and hits the bookshelves all over Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. Let's do this. Okay, let's take a look at this baby. And there it is. This is the title page, as you can see. This is the bane of my existence, but it is called for and important. Oh my god. There it is, chapter 1. And once again, they did such a beautiful job. No, I don't want to have an AI assistant. Thank you very much, Adobe. So this is something I will probably just send to my co-author and ask her if this is a task she wants to take on alone, because she is also an editor and does the job incredibly well. She is my most talented Hasibear. I love how the chapter headers came together. Over there we can see it is 496 pages long, which is a chunky book, which is how I like my books, but it's a chunky book. I do have a few favorite chapters I want to jump into. So this is where it gets interesting. We do have an unreliable stylistic device called Omen, which is a stalking entity. He has been so fun to write, but over the course of the series, it's also a pretty challenging stylistic device and took a lot of fine-tuning. Many people underestimate stylistic devices in the span of a series, how coherent they need to come together. I love this book to death. We are currently in the talks of how to get this story to the English market, which I'm not completely sure if it's going to happen, but you know, we will stay optimistic. But overall, this looks pretty nice. Of course, one has to really dive into specifics. They really did a great job though. It's insane to see your book coming together like this. We do also have texting here and there, which I'm a sucker for. I love multimedia within books because it gives you another layer of storytelling. It's been such a unique story. It's sports romance, it's romantic suspense, and it does have a high society setting, which is something I'm utterly uninterested in, except when I'm able to corrupt it. This is where it gets interesting. So it's my biggest dream for this project to enter the English market. But as I have learned, all you have to be within publishing is patient. And let me tell you, I can be patient. I am the most patient person I know. This is a lie, obviously, but I'm really satisfied at how it looks and comes together. Content note is something I deem necessary and should be the standard. I do know that there is quite a lot of conversation and controversial conversation going around, but as someone that has studied medicine and spent their studies with the large amount of psychology interwoven in everything, this is important. Give your readers content notes. Tell them where they are so they can inform them if they deem it necessary, which is all you can do. So here we are. Okay, I'm going to send this over to my co-author, and I'm pretty sure she will be screaming as well. I just realized I never showed off book 1, and book 1 is a true beauty. It is a fatty, and I'm so proud of it being a fatty because yes, this is what I want. But also, let me just nerd out for a little bit. In my humble opinion, these flaps is what makes the world go round in Germany. Because, okay, it flaps. It's super comfortable within your hand, but also if you put it into a shelf, it remains stable. With the ordinary paperbacks, you always have the issue. If the book is heavy, the spine will bend a little bit, and over the years it will be an investment wasted. This price ranges between hard copy and the normal paperback books, but has incredible longevity. So you buy this once and you have it forever, which I think is really important because books are expensive. Thank you. This is my book. It is thick. We like thick books. Am I the only one really obsessed with people Instagrams? Isn't this beautiful? Oh my god. Does she have 6 cover variations? I feel like this is Taylor Swift and she has different record variations all throughout different stores, which is something we didn't have in Germany, but Germany also does have K-pop. This industry is handling their releases with the same unhinged insanity and I love it. You absolutely cannot make these feeds up. I love it. Peyton June is someone I also really love. I love her stories. This is horror, I think, YA horror. And she's just the coolest person on the internet to me. I love it. Who is another? I'm not following this compy. She has put in so much effort into her Instagram feed, her marketing, which is what I always admire and love. I also loved her book, which is also how I found my illustrator. This is her. And I especially love this. It's the cutest. I really do love romancy styles. I also love this. Do you want a sneak peek of the illustrations? I could show you the line arts. And coloring, not yet completely done. This is the first one, and this will be the second one. Isn't it cute? I love it. Not yet done. We paid $270, which is cheap. We are also allowed to use this kind of commercially. There's a partial commercial paragraph within the contract that we are able to use it in reels and graphics, which is great. I do love real photos to promote my books, but I feel like there is nothing better than supporting other artists and creatives in the age of AI. It's sad enough, but I feel like this is one thing that really came out of it. Creatives just working together in ways we haven't really done before in a really long time. So it has its upsides. So next up is touching base with our cover designer, because I asked her for a few adjustments on the cover, which is something I do need. I think by the end of May, beginning of June, I do think we want to start teasing around June, July, and maybe we can really spice this up into a September release. And if we're not able to pull it, I want it to be a spring release next year, and I want to at least pre-write book 2 and 3 also, to then go into a pretty smooth publishing schedule for 2027, which would mean 2027 potentially has 3 to 5 book releases. Might not be realistic because you need at least 3 months of marketing. But let's see, because it would be a coherent series. Marketing is building on top. But yes, I'm not yet showing the cover, but I'm going to show you her cover designs, because I do think she has a very unique style. And there she is. She is currently prepping for a big pre-made drop around June. I really love these. If I would be writing paranormal, I would snatch these up, because you can foil them. And just imagine all of this glittering, gleaming, golden. That right there is marketing gold. Just showing how the book will twinkle is a selling argument for a lot of people. I also love this series, which is baseball, I think. She also has darker themes, which I'm cured of, to be really honest. This is a big fave of mine. I love orange, I love small town, I love the softer designs, and she did an incredibly job with that. Choose your style. This is cool. I love this. I also love this series, pretty unique design. This is also pretty fun, this too. Truly a fave. And then all of these covers are stunning, but 2 of these covers are mine. I can't wait. This is not really how I intended to ease myself back into writing and author life in general. Nonetheless, I feel like it's a pretty accurate representation of what author life is, if you want it to be the author life. There are so many administrative things you need to take care of. But now is the time to go back to Golden Ridge because I am currently drafting a small town cowboy romance. And funny thing is, this is actually book number 26. My co-author and I wrote this book first and had to shelve it for a few weeks, which then turned into a few months while we were finishing Wild Ashes, the second book in my romantic suspense trilogy. So now that this book is with the publisher and we just saw the proof, we are back into the second draft of a small town cowboy romance. To be really honest, this is the project that healed me. I never thought I would be writing cowboys. I don't know a lot about cowboys, but I have learned a lot about cowboys as it goes because research. But it is so fun, it is light. It gave me back my spark, my happiness, my joy of writing. And in this household, this is something we protect. So let's get back to writing, shall we?
Blue dew, blue moon, kind of mysterious shade.
Hello, this is my mid-work session check-in, I guess. I wrote around 500 to 600 words. I plan on doubling the word count once I'm finished today. And I realized I haven't talked about how this process normally works for me. I always try to stay immersed within story, even if I'm not writing, which is rare, but obviously it does occur. I try to stay within the mindset. I try to take the characters with me. So when I haven't been between those pages in 5 to 7 to 10 days, I don't necessarily need to ease myself back in. I kind of know exactly where I left off. I am pretty intense plotter. I plot every novel to a great extent, and this gives me a lot of clarity and is exactly the tool that it's meant to be. Because if I'm a little too unsure or need to touch up on infrastructure, what is really needed right now, I just open that document and everything is laid out there. And from there, I just continue. Writing always is the easiest. Writing is not the problem. It never is. Pretty satisfied and happy how easy it was to just dive back in, even though it's a pretty intense scene with 3 people involved, which can be a bit tricky in handling dialogue, but it just flows beautifully, naturally. I'm just content and I'm happy. So I finished a long ass chapter. Let's just rewind for a sec and let's see how long that chapter is in the second draft this time around. Yep. It is how it is. Got the word from the illustrator and she sent me a bit of progress. I can see some tattoos going on some body parts, which is something I wanted to see. We want some tattoos on that skin. Oh, and she also adjusted the character pose on line art 2. Because the pair is a little bit more intense, so I wanted that to be reflected within this illustration, and she's doing such an incredible job. Also, this pose might be showcasing those tattoos a little bit more clearly, which is what we want. Okay, let's bring this writing session home. Let's bring it home, but also let's just start another chapter because it's so fun. Also, my co-author will be delighted if I send her over a little bit more than she anticipated. That's great, because I'm that friend. It's great to work alongside me, you know? Let's go. did it. I got back into writing. I had a slow start into my writing day. I vlogged, which is something I wanted to do, at least on YouTube, for almost 3 years now, which feels like quite the accomplishment. I also wrote around, let me just check, 1,300 words, so 1.3K, which is an easy and okay writing day for my standards, and I feel pretty accomplished overall. I'm happy, I love the story. I'm glad that I stuck with this project, even though it did not necessarily stack my deck in all the ways I tried to stack my deck in the past, but this is me pivoting. I feel like this is important. So yes, I will try for weekly uploads. If not, I want to do it bi-monthly, so every 2 weeks. Let's see when life and publishing gets crazy. It's just pretty hard to tackle everything. I also want to find back into my short form routine. I want to build English Instagram. I want to claw myself out of the low view TikTok hole I have been existing in for the past year, because I wasn't really uploading because I have been publishing in Germany, not on the international market as I originally intended. But maybe some of you have already spotted some English words, because this is going to be my first English release, and it's going to be my co-author's first English release, which is really fun and so exciting because the English market is where I'm working at. It's like coming home, and I will embrace that. I hope you had a great time with me. Maybe I will start bribing the local crows, and I will tell them everything about my enemies, about all the wrongdoings, and I will be taken care of, okay? So thank you for your time, and until next time. Bye-bye.